if there's one thing I can emphasize to you and even my future self, is take life one step at a time. There are so many ways that life tries to tell us that we are behind. Like when we see friends on social media graduating, people looking like they found their purpose, it's so easy to take that and then compare ourselves to them. Quick story, last year was definitely one of the years that tested my faith the most. From ages 17 to 21, I was doing content creation full time, and I built over 30,000 subscribers on one channel, all the way up until the year of 2023. I feel like I lost my passion. I feel like I lost my love for what I knew how to do. And that led me down a crazy spiral where my faith, my identity, and my certainty were definitely shaken up. I didn't really have direction. I didn't have a 5-year plan. I didn't have a degree, and I was also making less than my girlfriend at the time. I feel like for a 20-year-old, I was very behind in life. And what used to work for me and going all in on YouTube left me relying on small monthly AdSense checks. And then there was one quote by Denzel Washington that really turned it around for me. And he said this: "Growth often looks like confusion, and clarity comes after motion, not before." You see, we as people, we want movement, we want advance, we want the job opportunities, the business growth, but those things only come from being in motion, and there's a big difference between motion and movement. You see, to get movement, to get from one place to another, it takes motion. The tough thing is sometimes the starting point of getting there is staying in motion when you have no certainty, when you have no clarity, when you feel stuck. And as you stay in motion, then comes the clarity, then comes the certainty, the wisdom, sometimes even redirection. You see, one of my tendencies that I realize about myself is when I get afraid or I feel stuck, I stop moving. During that time period when YouTube wasn't working out and I was getting discouraged, I stopped moving. I distracted myself. I watched YouTube, ESPN, just, enjoying life. Broke. But all of that stemmed from me being afraid to take another step, even if it was college, even if it was getting a job. I had to lean on God for support with my faith through the invisible steps I needed to take. I had to call on mentors, peers around me to keep me away from falling back into that pattern of stopping my motion when I feel uncertain. The longer that you avoid your fears, the longer that you prolong the growth that you can have. And all that comes from self-discovery. I've done that so many times. I can think about all the transition seasons of my life. I tend to stop moving when I get that sense of like, okay, I don't know where the heck I'm going, so I'm just gonna stay still until I'm shown something, a sign, and then I'll follow it. I'm like that type of person that I need a sign to follow. But you have to watch your patterns, because just because it seems right in your mind doesn't mean that you have to, stop being in motion. Being in motion is super important. We can't compromise motion, because motion is a thing that leads to clarity. And with clarity and a sense of direction, then we can start having movement in that trajectory. And the funny thing is, usually the best growth isn't even from the achievements or the subscriber counts or finding your dream job, which is great, right? We all want to get our careers. But the best growth that I've experienced in my last couple of years has been my internal growth. I feel like I'm a whole different person on camera, even presenting myself to you, than I was 2 years ago. Watch if you want to watch how I talked on YouTube. On my other channel, I talk like a whole different person, because wisdom and even just how you carry yourself is a product of experience and maturity, and usually experience matures you too, which is funny. I reflect on how much I've grown in the last few years, and I honestly thank God for the things that I've endured, because those things were the things that prepared me to be in the state of life I am now. Yeah, my life doesn't pan out in the way that I planned it to at 18, fresh out of high school. But I'm so grateful for the path that I took. I took a lot of things out of fear. And honestly, fear isn't even a bad thing. It's just how we respond to it is super important. Sometimes with fear, it cultivates us to push forward even more. When you find out your house, you got to pay that rent or that bill, or else they're going to take it away, you kind of work a little harder. So I think fear could be a great drive, but some people like myself can oftentimes let fear paralyze me. I let fear paralyze me in a sense where I'm not even going to move because I'm afraid, and that next step I can't even see it. I might step and fall, so I'm not even gonna step. But truth be told, fear is not a bad thing. It's just how we respond to it is super important. And honestly, I would love to have everything planned out. I would love to know exactly what my 5-year plan is and have that be super certain. But my encouragement for you, since that's not possible and we are not the overseer of our lives, is to not let your fear of not having it all figured out keep you away from the journey, right? And that journey towards our destination only comes from being in motion, and being in motion creates movement. I hope this encouraged somebody watching. If it did, feel free to comment down below and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. I'm CJ Aline, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.